Alright, we're going to demonstrate the basic functionality checks on this CIRT unit. These basic functionality checks should be done anytime maintenance is performed on the CIRT and periodically, just to make sure that all the components are working as they should. First of all, we're going to check the bolt action and safety mechanisms, as well as the trigger interlock systems. And then we're going to check the piston release mechanism. So we'll start by just making sure that our bolt action engages correctly and smoothly, and it's not hanging up anywhere in its travel. You'll notice I am not loading. Our chamber is clear. None of these, we are not going to be firing ammunition today. This is just a check of the systems. So the bolt has been cocked. We want to engage the bolt safety. Now we're going to engage our triggers and make sure that that safety is preventing the trigger from firing. So we did not hear the trigger fire. We are now going to push our safety forward into the fire position. Now if I pull the red trigger, nothing should happen. And there we go. In order for the unit to fire, we first have to pull the second operator, which disengages our interlock. Now if we pull the red fire trigger, the bolt is released, and if there had been a round in there, the CIRT would have fired. So our interlocks and trigger safety are all working correctly. Now we're going to check the piston release mechanism. This is also sometimes referred as the piston detent. To do this, we need the bolt open. Now it can be down as long as it's not closed and engaged. The reason being is we're going to be raising and lowering the piston, and if the bolt's closed, that'll create a vacuum in the combustion chamber and make it much more difficult for the piston to move from the up to down position and back again. Now right now I'm going to check the position of the piston by simply raising one reset handle. I'm not catching the piston, which means that it's in an up position. So we want to check to make sure that the piston is released easily when the device fires. We'll do this by simply what we call a bump test. Lift the CIRT about 1 inch off the ground and drop it. Now I don't know if that came through on the camera's microphones, but I could clearly hear, after I dropped the CIRT, the piston half a second later striking the ground. Now if we lift the CIRT, you can clearly see that the impactor is now down. You can also check by, again, lifting one reset handle. I can now feel the weight of the piston itself in a down position. Now we want to check that we can easily reset the piston. Just go through the normal reset procedure. And I could feel it catching on its detent in the up position. Again, if I lift one handle, I'm no longer catching the weight. Or I can lift the CIRT, and I can visibly see, or you can from the camera, that the piston is not in a down position. Normally I do this test twice, so we'll go through it again. And again, after the impact of the CIRT itself, I heard another thud of the piston coming down. I can feel its weight, and I can feel it reset. We'll double check. Piston is in the up position. So there you go, that's the basic functionality checks of the CIRT.